Hey everybody, it's Pam with Silver and Sparkles, and I'm back, and this is going to be part 3 of our Flippy Flop journal we're making with the Fabulous Flowers free kit that's available on Buy Me a Coffee. I'll have everything linked for you guys below in the description in case you haven't grabbed that digital kit yet. So I decided I want to work on decorating the covers and thinking about some type of closure and maybe make a little bit of ephemera. So I decided to just turn the camera on and get started, and we'll see what I come up with. The last video we made this flip out, and I also showed you guys how you could make it just a standalone item. So if you missed that one, go back and if you're interested in watch that one. Okay, so let's see what I can come up with. I did make sure I had on my desk some more of this book page from the Perennial Flower Kit, because I'm thinking I want to have, I think I want to use, there were 3 of these in the kit, and I think I want to use, it's a strawberry, one of these on the front and probably one on the other front, the back as well. So I have those there, but I also have, of course, other pieces from the kit. Like this would be really pretty as a feature. So it, you know, I've just kind of got to think through and decide. These would make great, you know, giant tags or something. These will make good just square journaling cards. So again, lots to think through here. I also am going to work on some type of closure, and instead of making it a loose ribbon closure, I think I'm going to attach it underneath whatever I create to go on the front. So I think I'm going to work on the front more kind of like a collage that I'll then attach so that I can put that ribbon underneath. And I'll show you guys all of that as we go. That's kind of where my mind's going, but haven't quite gotten any further than that. I'm going to just use my ruler to get this. Maybe I will use one of these squares on the front, just to give it a little different shape. Let's just make sure I pick the right one. Some of them have the flowers like in a vase, and that's really pretty. Okay, we're gonna go with this one for now. So that helps me decide if I want to, what I want to do with my book page. And I'm thinking I want some more torn kind of edges. That was not very straight at all, which is kind of the point of the finger tear, but it was a little more crooked than I wanted. Okay. And let's see. And I have more of the actual kit here too, of the pages that are more of the solid color and the ones that have the floral backgrounds. So we may start pulling those out too. The other thing that I have is my ephemera notebooks with lots of bits and pieces in them, and I have a video on how to make these. I have the smaller size and then the one made with file folders. I'll try to remember to link this in the description, because whenever I pull these out, somebody asks for that tutorial, which is great. I love when y'all go back and watch those, especially if you want to make one to go with your, you know, to store your items. But I don't always remember to link it. So what I was looking for were maybe just some little labels. Oh, spring. I have words in my kit too, but I don't think I don't believe I thought to put the word spring in there, even though we all agree these flowers are really feeling springy. I'm just going to try to randomly grab some. And these are just from kits that I've had. And I've, you know, oh, these are kind of cute. Grow, Sunshine Bright. So we might use some of those. Okay. And anyway, when I have little pieces left over, sometimes they end up in those little bags. Sometimes they end up in my little box. But I try to keep them somewhat organized. It's so much easier to look at them in that notebook, isn't it? So, you know, some different things. Let's add some distress ink because that always makes a big difference too. And see where we're at. I also have here close by a bunch of my buttons and things, so maybe a button, or I may add some buttons to those ribbons. We'll see. Let's get quite a bit of the, if we can. This is the Victorian Velvet. So I'm really embracing the concept that you guys say you like when I just kind of create sometimes, and you get to see some of the things that I'm thinking about and how I come up with some ideas, because sometimes I hesitate to do videos like that in case, you know, I don't know, so that everything's kind of planned out and thought through so that I don't have to go on the fly. But, you know, I think it's fun to have a mixture, right? Let's, you know, we'll live a little. We'll have a mixture. Okay, I may do something. I keep putting it back over here on the journal because I want to see what it's going to look like on the cover. But let's go ahead and glue this to that book page. Put that heart and the glue in there. All right, we'll kind of do that. And we'll add Mr. Springtag right there. All right, let me get a little extra. Now, let's think for a second where I have some other little, maybe little bits and pieces and doodads. I have this little bin of buttons in a drawer nearby. These are such bright, fun colors, you know. I really want a button that does it justice. And I have these wood buttons, and some have mosaics and some have flowers on them. There might be one of those that will work. I also think a vintagey kind of bone or white one would be cute. Let's see. I've used those on a project before. Those are some of my favorites. All right, here is that bag. And I just got these on Amazon, y'all. And they're in my storefront. It just, I think it depends on if the color's right. That yellow is kind of fun. Oh, and by the way, my husband was watching one of the videos the other day with this journal in it. And oh my goodness, that one's cute too. I like that one better. And the color, goodness, I'm using a little different setting on my lighting that he got me for Christmas, because the journal itself, I'm trying to get this so that my little tray will go back in this drawer, guys, sorry. And it's this kind of, this is like a seafoamy blue, and this is, I mean, it's a yellowy green, but it definitely, to me, goes more towards green. And in the video on the TV, oh my gosh, it looked like this bright yellow, like nothing at all like it really does here in my office or my craft room. So anyway, I have no idea what was going on with that. So we're trying a little different light setting, and we'll see what happens. Okay, I do like that button. I'm not quite sure where I want it yet, so let's look. And again, I've got to decide, do I just want to go something this simple and see that pretty cardstock, or do I want to, have it be even like taller, right? And I still have some of this polka dotted paper that would be cute, especially if I decide to use some of this polka dot ribbon. Gosh, I'm getting all kinds of stuff in here. Oh no. Let's do it. Why not? Okay, I'm gonna tear this with the ruler. And then we'll do a little finger tear. I wanted to make sure I got the portion off where I had done the whale punch and we didn't have that weird angle. All right, we'll leave the other sides straight. Ooh, maybe we'll do it this way. Okay. All right, I'm liking that. And now I'm going to show you how I'm going to figure out this ribbon, I believe. I believe that's going to be the next step. Let's get this ink first, though. All right. Get that out of the way. One more time. Let me just make sure I like this. Okay. Get things. There's my button I'm going to set aside. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Okay. We'll get to do something on the other cover as well. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking let's bring our blue fabric, and I was thinking about a layer of this, but I think this one would have to go this way and go like this. See, that's the problem with some of these ribbons that are printed on. You end up, you know, the pretty side, maybe it does need to go with the polka dots up. I don't know. We'll see here in a second. And I'll have to decide how to get it centered. Okay, so it's gonna get sandwiched under there, so it's not a loose ribbon closure, but then we can pull it through like this and tie it on the side. Will that be cute with the green, with the blue, or just the blue? Oh, let's go extra. Why not, right? So let me get, all right, I'm gonna cut the green to be the same length, approximately anyway, as the blue. And I'll let you guys know how long this is here in just a second in case you want to do some kind of ribbon closure. You'll at least have a reference point of how long my ribbon is. Okay. It is, that's 23 inches. It's about 29 inches, so you could go 30, 29 or 30 inches would get you about where I am. Out of the way. All right, I'm not going to worry about the top layer of my little collage just yet. I want to have about the same amount on either side. So this is what we're going to do, and it's going to get sandwiched under there, and that's what's going to attach it. So let's grab, I'm going to grab some two-sided tape to help this process along. And I want mine about in the middle, right? That's where I want it. So I'm going to lay down a piece to help hold that ribbon where I want it. And again, it's going to get sandwiched in there, so it's you know, it's not going to go anywhere, but this is going to hold it in place for me while I'm adjusting everything and give it some extra. Okay, so again, let's make sure I have this the way I want it before I stick anything down. All right, I'm going to do it down here, not on the tape. Gosh, come on, ribbon. And la, la, la. Sometimes my fingers fumble. And what I'm working on is getting the, like I said, getting them approximately the same on the bottom and the top. So now you really get to see me fiddle. All right, we're gonna go with that. I think it's close enough. We'll stick the blue down. And then I'm gonna do a piece of tape for the green. I hope I like how this ties together when I get to that point. That will be disappointing if I don't, won't it? Okay, burnish it down a little, peel it off. And if you don't have tape like this, I would suggest like a Fabrifix glue, something like that. My green kind of wiggled, or something just to kind of hold it in place while you're going. Okay, hope I did okay. Yeah, they're about the same. All right, we're gonna commit and I'm gonna glue this down. Now again, I'm going to put yet another piece of tape on top of this right here to attach the ribbon to the paper. And I could stick this whole thing down if I wanted to with two-sided tape, but the rest of it I'm just gonna glue down because it's paper to paper. Okay. And I'm using the glue that I do pretty much every day, which is my Lineco brand PVA glue. I also love Art Glitter glue. I love the Barely glue. There's lots of glues that I enjoy, but this one is a little more economical for me. And I enjoy it. Now I tried to sort of center this the best I could. All right, and then let's put our pretty flower. Now I really want this glued down well because this is, you know, the way I tore it, it's super thin and a little fragile. So I'm going to make sure I get the edges of this one down really well, especially on that torn edge over here up at this point, because the way I tore the paper, it's a very thin layer of paper left. And I don't want it getting messed up. Okay. There we go. And it's gonna be okay. Pretty. And again, I could have used some of the, like the pink or the blue or one of the papers from the kit to layer under there, okay? All right, now the moment of truth. Let's see if I even like this. Probably should have played with tying a bow with it before I committed, right? Oh, the things we do. Oh, I think this is gonna be cute. Well, it's not very long. If you haven't cut yours yet, you may want yours a little bit longer. I thought I had tested this blue ribbon and thought the length was a good length. I'm struggling. All right, it'll work. And I'm gonna show you what I may do. Oh, that's kind of cute. What I may do is when I tie it, is I may do more of a loop of some sort. Let's see. I may just do something like this. All right, fumbly fingers, what's your problem today? I may just do something like that, you know? We'll see. I'm gonna play with it. I can always sew a little bit of an extension on the end of my ribbons if I need to. So I would go, to be safe, at least like another 5 or 6 inches. So maybe make it 35. Okay? No. What did I say? It was 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Yeah, about 35. That's what I would do. Okay, pretty, pretty. All right, let's do the back real quick. Now, again, this is going to be coming around, and even though I'm calling this the back, when you flip your journal open, you have like a whole nother journal. So I do want to decorate this side just a touch. And I'll probably do something at least to draw our attention to it. Now, we don't want to glue the ribbon down on this side or our journal won't open right. So it's just going to be loose on this side. Okie dokie, what do we want to do? Maybe on this one, we will use a different shape. I really love this one. I hope this. So on the TV, if I don't know if you can tell the difference, this is like this really bright yellow and this has more of a green, and it looked like this color, and these just were like, whew, really coming out, you know? Oh, maybe a pretty, like have a double daisy. A double daisy, something like that. I don't know. That may not be the right flower. Oh, and my button is still here. So I was thinking if the ribbons had been a little longer, I could have attached some buttons on the ends, but I don't want to use up any of my ribbon for that. I may come back through and figure out where to put that button. All right, I'm going to ink this. And then let me see. I was thinking the daisy, it was like too much, too matchy-matchy. And you know, with all these flowers a-blooming, we definitely don't have to. This kind of brings the orange out of that daisy, doesn't it? All right, not working, so I'm not going to worry about it. Not going to worry about it right now. With those little squares. Okay, let's do another tear. This one's going to have, let's see, a little bit. You can go slower and have a little more control than I'm doing. There we go. See, that one was a little bit better. And all those little pieces are great, you know, to write little words and quotes and different things on. So if, especially, you know, if you don't have access to things like tea dyed or coffee dyed paper or something like that, that a lot of times I'll use little strips to write my quotes or things on. Edges of book page and the white space from book page is a fabulous, and I use that too all the time. It really is a great option. Okay, and should we put one of these little word tags on this side too? How about bright? We had spring, and we keep talking about all these bright florals. So let me just cut that out really quick. All right, we are in business. So again, nothing earth-shattering about this, except you just want to, you know, think through what you want it to look like, and you could do quite a few layers, you know, to really have a nice, you know, cover topper. You can keep it super simple. You know, a lot of journals are, you know, a solid color, those types of things. You could put like one little flower, you know, in the corner, things like that. And it's still beautiful. So do what is kind of speaking to you and with whatever papers you're using. And no, you can't go wrong. You know, some of my favorite journals that I've had through the years have been, like I said, very simple covers, and then, you know, you just know all the goodness is inside, right? There we go. All right. And again, we're gonna tie to this side. I'm still kind of not happy with my ribbon, and I should have checked. I had checked, like I said, with the blue. Maybe I'll tie the bows individually. Maybe that will work. Let's try that real quick. So it seems to, yeah, the blue seems to be kind of where I want it. Let's see what happens. Well, that is kind of cute. Kind of have like a double bow thing. I would probably do the green first and the blue on top. But yeah, okay, I'm a little bit happier with it. And look how cute that is. Yeah, I like it. Okay, and then you would just untie both of them. All right, solutions. Now, the other thing I said that we would go ahead and work on just a touch are a few things to put in this pocket back here on our flip out page. So I think I'm going to use a few of probably these square pieces, and some of the squares are a little bit different size. Some are a little smaller, some are a little bit larger. That was intentional. And make just some journaling spots. So, I mean, honestly, stick them in there and write on the back, but right, we want them to be extra and special. So let's make one with this one. So I would probably, and I have some of my copy dyed paper. Again, you could back them with like the pink or the yellow, you know, one of the colors from the kit. That would be great. We can also do something like this, which is what I'm going to do. You could use, if you have kind of the end page from a book that's neutral without the text. This one was folded, but it isn't going to matter. You know, you could cover it with that. So I don't mind the white, but I want these to be, you know, a little special. So I'm going to start by layering it this way. And I'll ink this after I glue everything together. But before I glue it together, I want to make some kind of little tab. And I want to put something else on it. So let's just see what we have. I'm going to trim this up a touch. One of the ends is kind of missing, but it doesn't really matter. Just to give it, you know, a little junk journal-y kind of vibe. And then let's make some sort of tab. Boy, I've made a mess on my desk today. One of my favorite things to do, honestly, I don't know why, and I know a lot of people really want everything to be super organized and in its place, but I don't know, my creative juices get going when I have a little bit of a mess going on. Is that weird? I don't know. It might be weird. Okay, I have some neutral papers sitting here on my desk, and I am going to, let me see, stand up and find a punch. Ha! Not that I couldn't cut a square. Let's do this, because I always talk about how you can make different types of tabs using just like a square or something. It's gonna make a couple. There's nothing like just punching right in the middle of these. Okay, what size square is this? This is of course it's not a standard size. 1 3/8. Okay. And so I've got my square, whatever size you want it to be. I'm going to fold it in half. And I am going to snip the corner, and then I'm going to be very fiddly, flip it over, hold it on the other corner so that it matches. I need to make a template of little teeny tiny corner snips like I have for my large ones, but I haven't done that. Okay, where'd it go? Cute. All right, because what I was thinking is I'll ink it, but I may tuck it under the flower a little bit. I'm not real happy. I don't think I did a good job of making that even. Let's make a template, because why not, right? Why not? Let's find a piece of something that I don't mind using. All right, here's just a piece of cardstock. Let me just glue it together so that it's a little bit thicker. The other one I gotten it, you know, in a piece of junk mail, the faux credit card. You could use a gift card. You could use a, I'm just randomly snipping corners, you little ones. And you could use a hotel key, those types of things. Okay, so now I have a template with little tiny angles, and I can use it. I can pick the one that I want to use. So I'm going to pick this little bitty one. I just felt like I didn't leave enough there in the middle, and it just didn't look even. All right, so I snip one corner, and then take your template, flip it over, and then snip the other corner, and now they will match. And I've shown you guys that with the big one all the time. That looks much more like a tab top to me. All right, so if that helps you. Okay, and you could also make one and then keep it as a template if you get one that you really like the shape of. All right, so we can tuck it under, or we can come on top. I kind of like it on top, actually. Okay, so let's glue this baby down. Very simple journaling card. And instead of putting like a label like this on here, you could put this and a word. You could skip this and just do one of the words from the kit. Again, make it yours. Let's bring that over a touch. And then we will glue this down. I usually just glue one side and then do the other so I don't end up with glue everywhere. All right. And then on the back, of course, we have lovely neutral paper now to write on. Yay! Very, very simple ephemera. Oh, my pretty ribbon. Okay, and now it's going to slide in there. So then when we look at our flip out, look how interesting it starts to look on the page. And we can tuck more things in there as well. All right. Let's do one more. I want to do a pocket, and to show you how you can then tuck this in the kit. Now, it has the exact same quote as this one, so I don't know that I will leave mine in here. Who knows, I might. But do I want it on this panel, or do I want to make a big pocket on this panel? And I think I'm going to make a big, maybe even just a big top load, or I don't know. I might want a nice large corner. A corner would be nice, wouldn't it? So I'm going to go back to these pages. Ooh, and I have the solids too. Which one do I want to use? If I do a solid, then we could decorate with some of the fussy cuts and things. Let's do that. So what will look pretty? Let's do, why don't we do kind of the green and the kind of greeny blue? Yeah, let's do that. All right, I haven't trimmed off this border yet, so let me just get at least two sides. And then I may use my ruler because I sometimes like a little bit of a torn edge to, it picks up the ink well, right? And I'm gonna eyeball mine. I want it to be kind of big. I kind of like what shape do I want, right? And I'm going to tear it. Now, I will tell you how wide and tall my triangle ended up being. It's 4.5 by 5.5. So if you don't want to eyeball it, cut a rectangle that is 4.5 by 5.5 and then cut it on a diagonal. That helps. I got all kinds of things flopping around. That actually makes me happy. I love when my journals flop. Okay, so this is going to be our pocket. So let's add a little ink. But before I glue it down, I want to make sure, this time I'm going to be a little more cautious. Make sure I like my options for decorating it. I don't want to get my cardstock icky. Yeah, I like all that layered look there. And so, okay, so we could take one of these and sort of fussy cut and do that, or we could grab some options like this and, or like this, right? I kind of like that one right there. Some of the single flowers are pretty. But if we want to, we can also, this is, again, still kind of talking about making some kind of cute little flower bed. For the seasons, you know, we could bring the book page concept here. I think I want that gray box showing. And maybe a little label. Oh yeah, let's do that. Okay, ink. Whoa, this is where I was saying I don't want to get the little fluffies from this on my paper and mess it up. I'll ink it over here. Usually they just come right off, but if they have a lot of ink on them, sometimes they smear the page, which I honestly don't worry about too much because I do a lot of distress inking and it just kind of adds some interest, but I kind of want that to stay clean. All right, gluing the pocket down. Glue on 2 sides. There we go. And then I'm gonna do this little mini collage here. There we go. Don't want to accidentally glue my pocket closed, so be careful of that. Glue on my little bouquet here. Oh, I want this to be underneath it. So hold my horses, hold my horses. Let's glue this down. And then we'll glue this. Decide how I want it. Yeah, there. And that kind of brings some consistency from the covers to this pocket. And then for now, let's stick this sweet folio in. And again, once we start adding some fun ribbons and different things, it's gonna get nice. Okay, I wanna come back over here and then we're gonna stop. But let me see, do I want this? I think I do want this button. It's not gonna be really holding anything, but it's gonna give that illusion that we are. I don't know if this will have time to heat up, but let's first put a little piece of something in the button. And I'm thinking a piece of this little twine. I think it'll go through those itsy bitsy holes. Let's see. The holes on these wooden buttons are not very big, so that might be a challenge. I always pick a challenge, don't I? Let's see if we can force it through there. I don't even think this big eye needle that I have will go. Oh, it does go through. I don't know if it'll go through once I thread it. Let's try that. If not, I will do something different because I'm not going to make myself crazy with this twine. It's okay to change your mind. Yeah, we're going to change our mind. That is not going to do what I want it to. Would gold be fun? I think that's a little too much. All right, I'll go to my old standby because I like it. And why not, right? Can't go wrong with some regular twine. As long as it will go through the holes, we're good. Yay! A little bit thinner than the first one I chose. Okay. So the question is, do I want it to just have the little loop or do I want a bow? Let's tie a bow and see if we like that. A bow might be a little extra, but I said I'm going extra today, so with all these flowers blooming, we're still having some little bit of winter weather. I mean, you know, just the temperatures. But in my craft room, it feels like spring. Okay, we're going to go with the little bit of extra. See if this is hot enough yet to give us some glue. Come on, little glue. I don't think it's hot enough. Okay, so let's, one more time, I'm going to do the bow so you guys can see my thought with that. One more time. I'm going to do the green first, and then if it's still not ready, I'll glue it on off camera and you guys can see it next time. Okay. I would love somebody, if you guys have ever seen it, let me know. I would love somebody to do like a polka dotted or a striped ribbon or whatever, that it's on both sides. Because it just doesn't seem, I don't ever seem to find any like that. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of cute. Oh, you know what? I'm really glad I did this, because where I was about to glue that button, you wouldn't even see it unless I really brought these bows over to this side, but I don't want to have to worry about that every time I go to close my journal. So, sweet little button is going to go right down here. All right. Lots of near misses today. And that happens sometimes, and then you just have to work through it. All right, little button. Barely hot enough, but I made it work. And then I'm also going to do this little dab of glue right here to make sure that doesn't somehow come untied on me. So I've got to let that dry before I mess with this anymore. So I hope you liked it. I hope you will try some of these ideas. I hope you're enjoying making your journal if you're crafting along with me. Thanks, everybody. I will make sure that I link that one tutorial for you for the folder. I'm saying that to remind myself. And if you haven't grabbed the free digital kit, I'll make sure that's linked as well. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Until next time.